The donut bag is brought to you by Penn Highway Marketplace, the marketplace for vintage goods, quality collectibles, and handmade crafts. It's where I get all my sports memorabilia. Go to facebook.com/Penn Highway. That's facebook.com/PENNHWY and mention I sent you. So how's your football team?
I hate you. About the same as yours right now.
I know.
Except,
we are.
My coach didn't get painted
horrible. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who the person is that made the Tomlin mural, but
I mean, I heard that the guy is a really good artist because some people were defending it in Kyle Hallbrook. Apparently. Apparently they were saying that he's a really good artist, but this was just
what?
The mark. What? Dead
I forgot what I was going to say. Gosh, I just
artist
mural. Yeah, I don't know. I forget what I was going to say. I'm sure it was brilliant. Anyway, our team suck. I don't know. Why are you a fan of the Cowboys though? That's what I don't understand.
Okay, so what was it, 94 when they played the Steelers in the Super Bowl and won?
Yeah.
So my whole family, minus my dad, are Steeler fans. Everyone, the whole family, cousins, uncles, all of that. And I was very much at the time root against the home team because I think you kind of maybe sometimes go through that phase. Most people, maybe not. Maybe not people in Pittsburgh. They just actively hate every person they get. They turn on goalies and hitters and players and coaches all the time. But anyhow, very against the home team, made a bet. I bet 3 different kids 50 cents a piece that the Cowboys would win the Super Bowl. They won me $1.50, 28 years ago. So here we are today, disappointed as ever.
Over $1.50.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I will state this. I don't hate the Steelers. Now, I showed you texts from a guy because he found out I was a Cowboys fan and how horrible, like he was just absolutely rude to me for no reason. I don't hate the Steelers. I'm not like some of the fans, maybe, because I think everybody can acknowledge there's some obnoxious fans with every team. But like, listen, you guys could win every game as long as you're not playing my team. I don't care. It is what it is. It's not like you guys are the Eagles. Like I could actively hate them. But like, in my conference, I don't care. Next year when we play you in Pittsburgh, I hope my Cowboys win. Whatever. But it's not like I'm like, ooh, I hate the Steelers so much. Like 28 years ago, I'm not holding like anything.
But you're a hardcore Cowboys fan. You drive to Dallas every year to go to a game. That is hard.
Like 19, 21, 22, 23. I've done it 4 years. I've done Thanksgiving.
That's amazing.
I would do it. I almost went to that playoff game. I almost just drove down, but I had that Pens game on Monday, and then I would have cut it super close, super duper close. It would have been like the cannonball.
To go to the playoff game. Oh wow!
Go to the Cowboys playoff game and come back in time for that game. But then they changed the game time to 1. So
yeah, because the Bills,
Steelers and the weather.
The Bills can't handle a flake of snow. But
I said the same thing, and I said, here's the thing. I feel like if you're above the Mason-Dixon, you should have to have a dome then. I mean, maybe
they really should have a dome.
They should, but everyone was like, but last year there was a big blizzard and 40 people died. I'm like, well, okay. Were they going to the game? Because here's the thing. The night before, which would have been Friday, or maybe it was Saturday. It was Friday. The Sabres played at home. Now I understand that the Sabres are more in town. Buffalo's a little the Bills stadium is like out of the city a bit is what I don't know. I've been to Buffalo. You've been to Buffalo about maybe once or twice more than me. And I don't know where stuff is. I don't really care. But like they basically were like, well, use your best discretion if you're going to go to the hockey game. And I'm like, well, maybe you should use just same goes to the Bills game.
See, that's what drove me crazy. They're like, we have to postpone the game because there's a blizzard coming and we have to look out for the safety of everyone involved. but the Sabres played later that day. Well, what about the Sabres? What about screw them? They could go to hell. They could die. We
I
don't
mean,
care
yeah.
about them. But our precious Bills. Oh my God. And that's what
Well,
really bugged me about the
I
whole thing.
guess it goes down to more people would risk themselves to go out for a playoff game than any Sabres game. But I don't know. My thing is I get it. They put a state of emergency in. I think that there is a bit of a geographical difference of the weather for both places. But don't quote me on that. That's what I'm getting from somebody's comments on Facebook, and you know how legit that can be. But
Well, yeah, it's kind of like Buffalo's kind of like Cleveland. Like there's spots of the city
yeah,
where you don't get that much snow, and there's parts of you go a couple miles, east or west or whatever,
yeah.
and you get like 2 feet of snow. I get that, but
It's the lake, and I mean I don't care that they canceled it. Whatever. It is what it is. Either way, it didn't
Steelers
work out
would
for
have
you
won
guys.
100-0 if they played on Sunday. They're that good.
Oh,
They were
that was
denied.
it. That's the excuse this year. Well, if it wasn't 14 degrees in Dallas that day, I think
And
the
yeah,
Cowboys would have
if the Packers did not show up to the game, the
yeah.
Cowboys would have easily won that game.
If they all would have gotten sick, it would have been
Right.
fine.
If
But
they were
weren't we
like
talking
locked in
about
the locker room.
weren't we
Okay.
talking about delivering like tainted food to a team before?
Okay,
Let's
okay.
throw
We've
back
spent
to
too
that
much time.
weird
Okay.
episode.
Let's actually talk about what we're supposed to talk about, the Penguins.
Oh, the team
We
that the Here We Go Penguins, because
well,
why would we care about the Steelers now?
for many people don't a lot of Pittsburgh sports fans don't give a diddly do squat about the Penguins until the Steelers season
Oh
is
yeah.
over. So for
Well,
them, this is their official first of the season.
so I was friends with a guy who was so angry that it was March, April time, and they didn't have the Pirates game on because the Penguins were playing. And who cares? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Maybe because one team wins, and not that I'm not a Pirates fan, but also, buddy, you're in the road to the playoffs, and you're worried about like what the first 4 games of the Pirates that you're missing. You're not missing much, and relax, because he was also a Steelers fan. He would have bet too, but you should have heard, like, so I'm at the Penguins game on Monday. You have these Bills fans out of nowhere for whatever reason are at this game, right? I don't even know why they're in Pittsburgh. I don't know. They got their cities mixed up, whatever.
Yeah, really.
So they're like, here we go, Allen. Here we go. And someone's like, fuck you, Steelers. And then they go screaming the Steelers stuff. And then someone goes, shut up, it's a Penguins game. I'm like, well, technically the game is over, everyone. It is now Steeler time. It was ridiculous. Like the people were like just arguing to argue.
I'll bet they were like, oh, the Steelers Bills game is in Pittsburgh. Let's go to Pittsburgh to watch the game. Like, oh, what? Oh, well, I guess we'll go to that hockey game or something.
Well,
Like,
if they're a Bills fan, they're not that bright anyway. They throw themselves through a table. Listen, I mean, I'll give them, though, the fact that I watched grown men. This is always my favorite. It's never the women. The grown men take their tops off and go, I'll jump into this chute of snow half naked. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's good for you, sir. But then you get the Steeler fans trudging through 6 feet of snow to get to their seats in the Buffalo. Like, it is what it is.
By the way, the Sabres suck every year. What is up with that?
Listen, so I went to a game. I'm sorry, I have stories. I went to a game. Gosh, was it? It had to have been 2015. And it was the year we needed to win, and like somebody had to lose for us to get into the last seat of the playoffs. And it was the last game, and I took my buddy as a surprise for her birthday. We went to Buffalo, and the Penguins were winning, and these people were so like, Crosby who? I'm like, Crosby, you can't listen. You can say that the Penguins sucked that year. You can absolutely say that they were going to get ousted in the first round, which they did. You can absolutely say a lot of things, but you can't go Crosby who when Dominic Hasek was like the only person I can think of that was ever a Buffalo Sabre. I think he was the only Buffalo Sabre. And then that was the year they were like, we're going to get like Eichel. Was it Eichel that year? There was like 3 dudes going up for it. And I think they got like third pick. And I want to say it was Jack Eichel they picked. And I'm not 100% sure because I can't remember where he
It
went.
was that was the year they got it was either McDavid or Eichel.
And
And
they
it was
got
basically
Eichel.
yeah,
And
and they
Eichel
ended
did
up with Eichel.
nothing there.
Yeah,
Not
and
that
he
he's
won a
not a
Stanley
good player.
with Vegas.
Yeah. Then he won. Yeah. But that dude, Crosby, who I'm like, dude, bro.
Okay, let's pretend you were a fan of another team
Yes.
and you
When I said the
played the
pick was good.
Penguins. How
Yeah.
would you feel about Sidney Crosby? Because to me, it's the same way that I felt about Tom Brady. It's like I hate you,
Mhm.
but you're so awesome. You gotta respect the talent. It's like, yeah, I hate you and I love to beat you, but like you're just too good. You're just really good. You have to acknowledge that these people are really good.
It's the same way I feel about Ovechkin. My God, do I
Yeah.
hate you and I hope you lose. But man, he can score a goal. Now, I think he's more of a goal scorer, not like an all around. Like Crosby can score goals, but he also is really good on assists. And he's an all around, I think, better player. Better's not the best word, but more well rounded player, I guess I would say, versus Ovechkin, who is shoot the puck, very, very goal oriented, which, hey, works for him. I don't I don't like him because he is obviously on the Capitals. If he was a Penguin, would I like him? Maybe. But man, can he score a goal? And like actually they just posted that someone posted a picture. It was like one of those hockey groups where he scored that goal against Phoenix and he beat them. And it was when Gretzky was the Phoenix like coach or whatever.
Okay.
It was like he got knocked over and he still scored the goal or something as he was going down. It was a really good, nice goal. And I guess Austin Matthews was in attendance too. It was like some weird, stupid thing they said. But anyway, he can score goals. I can appreciate his talent. I can hate him for the team that he's on. But just like if Tom Brady came and was quarterback for the Steelers, you would have his jersey and like him. It is what it is. It's because you hate them because where they play and they're not on your team. But you can admire their
Well, it's
athletic
funny
ability.
because I mean the Penguins won the Sidney Crosby sweepstakes when the um when they had when they locked out the whole year when they missed an entire year and they decided to have the Sidney Crosby sweepstakes, and then I think before that, well, because Ovechkin's older, so the year before that the Penguins were trying to tank for Ovechkin, and um they had Malkin
Back
as
up.
the consolation prize. He was the Eichel of that year. And imagine
But
instead
the
of
Eichel, but he can't be the Eichel of that year because he actually won cups and Ovechkin just won one. And that wasn't until after he won three.
and how many has McDavid won?
Okay, listen, Sir Punch Face. I feel bad because I said that and I felt really bad after said he had a punchable face. He's probably a really nice guy. But hey, he's not on my team. I don't care what he does. And he doesn't have a Stanley Cup.
I mean, to me, McDavid is like Lemieux in the 80s. Like he was on this, great team and he's so amazing, but like everybody around him sucks. So, I mean, I don't know if
He's
McDavid's
carrying
ever
that
going to win
team. He's
anything.
like Yager after Lemieux was out.
Yeah,
And Yager had
Yager,
to carry it.
Yager carried that team
And I
in
mean,
the late
I'm
90s.
not gonna, say I didn't love Robert Lang or Jan Herdina or Garth Snow or anybody like that. Pull out some Jean Sebastian Aubert. Did you just roll your eyes at my
No,
guy,
no, no. I'm thinking Marty Struck. I actually have
Marty
a Marty
Straka?
Strucker jersey, a Czech Marty Strucker jersey.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I the only reason I bring these up is because I was at the game talking about it, and someone said, if you didn't have to pick like, Yager or Lemieux, like, what do you think about those old guys? Like, didn't I kind of liked Alexei Kovalev? I'm like, yeah, well, guess what? I liked Robert Lang a
Him
lot.
and was that the line? Was it Straka, Yager, and Lang or something like that? I think so. That was a really good line.
It was, I mean,
Yeah,
I
Robert
don't
Lang
know
was.
if I can't remember the lines 20 years later. I'm old, but I remember Robert Lang, and I
Robert Lang
thought it
was,
was
yeah.
cute.
Yeah, Kovalev was good too. But
Kasperitis. I'm sorry. I was like really just in nostalgia there.
I'm trying like crazy to find Casperitis crunchers, the pickles, and I can't find them to go along with my
Oh,
Yager peanut butter, which is
yes.
still all the
Yeah, we're
peanut.
gonna try it. We're gonna hunt him down, and we're all gonna eat it together.
Oh, I just wait. You know
You
what? If I
quit
open this
it.
thing, I'll probably
It's gonna release
pass out.
toxins.
Seriously,
Don't do that.
I am not opening it. Anyway, speaking of Crosby, I think one of the big stories this season is how he's
Don't say it. Wait, how
basically.
about we talk? Wait, because I think I know what you're gonna say, and this is my problem. This is my problem. Did you ever like play a game, like watch a game, and like a football game, and like let's say they're like, and this kicker's never missed a kick in like 50 games, and you're like, this the game's on the line, and then they jinx them. If you're saying what I think you're about to say about maybe something about scoring goals and paces and this year, I just don't know if I want you to say anything.
I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm not gonna jinx anything. But
Okay.
Crosby is having an amazing year.
Yes, he is.
He's actually on pace for 50 freaking goals. That is amazing. The man is 36, people. My God.
No.
Uh,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and he's carrying this team on his back, and that's the problem. Is it's basically him, and everyone else kind of sucks, and everybody else needs to pick it up because it's you. This isn't going to last forever. The man is old. I know. I'm an old man. You want a nap. Eventually Crosby's going to need a nap. Maybe in February, maybe in March or something like that. He's going to want some sleepy time.
Okay, but wow. I mean, let's not count out the fact that usually when Crosby's a little down and out, Malkin does kind of tend to stand up a little bit and really start coming in. I mean,
I
I wouldn't
mean,
mind him to do it now, but
Malkin's on pace for 30 goals. That's not bad.
bad.
He's,
Shit, I'm on pace for 0 this year. I know they're like better than me. Um, I I I hope he does what he does, and I hope he gets to whatever his goal is this year or whatever, and if he's even thinking about that. But if the rest of the team doesn't step up, which I will state they seem to have clicked a little bit, um, scoring doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. I mean, it does for him, I'm sure, and he'll be happy. But I think he's still a team player enough to be like, if we're not in the playoffs or if we're not raising the Stanley Cup, what was it for?
No, this is going to be my points. So
Yeah,
you went to Monday's game. I
yeah.
went to last Thursday's game against Vancouver. You went
Should have
to the
came to
previous
Monday's
game.
game.
I could have if I had. Well, unfortunately, I had to work, but I could have gone to that game, and I'm bummed I could because that looked like a really fun game. But when they played Seattle, who by the way, Seattle came in with a 9-game winning streak, and the Penguins
Oh,
shut them
did an
down.
announcer say that before the game?
What?
Did the announcer say, "Oh, the Kraken have a 9-game winning streak," and then he came to this game and it's like, wow. I hate when announcers say stuff like that.
Oh, like jinx it.
Yes, because like it was like the Penguins had like that 7-game streak or whatever, and they're like, they have never reached 8 games in a row, and I'm like, you shut
you,
up.
you just ruined it, yeah.
Thank you.
Um, but against the Kraken, they basically shut them down, and it wasn't even close because they played 60 minutes of hockey, and they played solid defensively, and everything worked. And against Vancouver, they they started the game. Um, maybe they had their hockey sticks up their butts. I don't know. They started the game like comatose, like they weren't really there, like they were hibernating or something like that. And it just was so bad. And then they came alive in the second and third period. And by the way, they changed goalies, and then everything went much better. But it's just they
Who
can't.
was the starting goalie for that? I'm sorry.
Ned.
I thought that's what it was. Okay,
And
sorry. Go
it
ahead.
wasn't his fault. It's not like he was having a bad game. It's just that the Penguins were so bad
It was so
that
yeah.
Like in Vancouver, you can't do that against Vancouver. Vancouver is one of the better teams this year. They're high flying, and they've just like dominated the Penguins in the first period, and then the Penguins decided to wake up, and that's the problem. They did the same thing against the Capitals on January 2nd, where it's like I think they were losing. I think they were like it was like 4-0 or something like that, and then they made it 4-3. Like you can't do this. You have to play a complete game, and that's what's not happening. And it's just really, really, really frustrating.
That game, the versus the Kraken. Now I know you probably couldn't have watched it. I don't know if you could have watched it, whatever. First off, there's a few things. One, that first period was slow and boring. It just seemed like meh. And somebody said, this game just seems like meh right now. And I'm like, yeah, it was. And then the second period came and it was a little bit more lively. And I was like, it was really kind of just off. Then, so I'm in this group and I've talked to you about this Penguins group on occasion. But these
Shout out GM Heather.
So anywho, this lady said, look, and the Seattle whiny babies, I don't know. They could have come up with a better diss for Seattle, but whatever. But apparently these people were going on about the game like the referees weren't like were missing calls. And I'm in the stands and I'm like, there wasn't anything that I saw that was like blatantly like, penalty worthy that they had missed. And I don't know, did anyone else see something like maybe, I didn't. I was wondering if officiating was really that bad during that game because I thought it was all right. I mean, yeah, we won, but I didn't see anything that wasn't like, yeah, man, maybe they should have had a penalty there.
The officiating is bad because the fans are right on top of it, and they'll chant, "Ref, you suck." That's when you know the officiating is
Well,
bad.
yes,
So,
but these were Seattle people, so they would have been not there.
right.
So it was the Seattle
Okay.
fans that were
Bad against
complaining.
Seattle. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. From what I understand of the Seattle game, the Penguins played a really like defensive style instead of trying to
Sure.
do their high flying, goofy stuff, the
Mhm.
high offensive stuff. They decided to be more defensive, like play more like playoff hockey and just wait for the opportunities. And that's all they really need to do. Just play a tight defensive game and wait. You have offensive talent. You have superior offensive talent. Just wait for your chance. Be patient. And that's what they're not doing most of the time. They did it against Seattle, but they usually don't.
Well, the thing is I understand that being in the stands, I'm not going to see an opening that they might on the ice. And I understand why you would pass in a little bit and try to get these guys off their game, like so you can get in and score a goal. But sometimes I feel like they want to pass too much. And I didn't see that game. I didn't see a little bit on the one power play, but it's a power play, I understand. I didn't see it as bad as I usually see them pass, 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 instead of just going at the net when you have it and you have that, just throw it there. But that, that the defense was good and everyone was on their game when Jari had to face 22 shots on goal, 21, and
The
he
whole
got a
game.
shutout. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was tight. It was nice. It felt like they had clicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just,
And Jari got a shutout, and I think
yes,
he's very close to the league or lead or
he's
he is
tied
leading in shutout, and
tied
that's
for five.
amazing. And overall, the goaltending has been very good. Sometimes Jari sucks. Shout out to my sister who absolutely despises Jari. It's fun. Like I don't like the guy, but I see how much she hates him. It's like, man, I feel bad for you, dude. Like,
I didn't
dang.
talk to her. Like, what is like?
Just pure hatred. Like
Wow.
it's
What
like
did he
the
did he stand her up on a date? Like,
I
what
don't
is
know.
going
I don't
on?
know. It's like the evil emperor in Star Wars hatred. Let the hate flow through you. Yes.
Mm.
I don't know. Yeah. So I actually feel bad from, but I mean, and from what I understand, there is a goalie in the AHL who got named to the All-Star team, Bloomquist,
Hmm. Hmm.
who is awesome. And you'll love this. He might be the next Matt Murray.
And
Boom.
I've pretty sure I've seen him play.
Well, you go to
You
I
know,
mean, you
I
had
go
he's like
there.
He's
He's
like,
he's decent. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. Poor Matt Murray. I feel bad for him. Like, I'm a horrible person, and you know this, and you know how of
yes,
a terrible
yes, you
person
are.
I am, and you have a nickname
Yes.
for me. Um, but I feel like Matt Murray. I feel like he succeeded because the defense was like, oh no, a rookie, and they tightened up when he was in net. And I felt like maybe they left Fleury out to dry a little bit because he could handle it. But I also feel Matt Murray wasn't the worst goalie. He had a glove issue. That's fine. I feel like when his father died, he really went downhill and he got a lot of flack for uh, losing
Wearing
his
skinny
game.
jeans.
The skinny jeans, too. But like losing his here's the dude, it's a mental game. And to be a goalie, you have to be a head case, right? Like you have to want to jump in front of a puck coming at you at 100 plus miles per hour. Let's do this, right? And I just he lost that edge, and I don't feel like it was completely on his fault. I mean, injuries don't help either. The dude had a bad string of bad luck. He helped us get 2 cups. I'm not gonna like dog on him too much, but I'm also not going to ever say someone's the next Matt Murray because I don't want to wish that on anybody.
Yes, yes, winning 2 Stanley Cups. That would be horrible if the Penguins won
Yes, if it
another two
was the
Stanley Cups.
downfall that comes.
Oh no!
It's the
Oh, seven
skinny
Stanley
jeans that
Cups. What are
follow.
we gonna do? Oh no. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Another thing I heard is there's actually 2 players that might come up that
Oh, yeah.
might help the Penguins in the second half. Any idea from Wilkes-Barre? 2 players that might you that
Well, I haven't
that
gone since the first game. I have 7 tickets
okay.
I need to use.
Okay. I thought you went
But
to
you know what? I
Wilkes-Barre
love Ty
also.
Smith no matter what. But oh, is it Gruden? Gruden was
No.
looking pretty good. Well, I like him. I should
Um,
be coached.
Polan and
I was gonna say,
Jesse Polvari. I'm totally
yeah,
butchering both of them. I think it's
I know
like
who you're talking about.
he's yeah, okay. Well, it's possible that they might help the Penguins. I mean, Polan is a I think a first round draft pick from like 30 years ago or something like that. I think
Oh,
he's
so
fine.
he's about your age.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He would be. So it's possible. The other question is, what do you do with Jake Gensel? Oh boy,
Hmm.
people keep talking about like how you could trade him. You can't trade him, people. You can't say we're trying for the playoffs and then we're going to get rid of our top our
Yes,
first line left winger. It's not how this works. Stop
but
it.
people don't want to be so. I think those people might think we're not going to make it to the playoffs and want to get something in return.
Cal
I don't
Dubas
think what?
is Cal Dubas one of those people?
Maybe. I don't think, but I saw something that Dubas doesn't really sign people during the season. Like he doesn't work on re-signing during the season. I don't know if that's true because I didn't follow him. Um, I don't know. He's not. I like him, and I like him as a player, and I think he's very, very good. And I think he has earned more money. I listen when Rust was coming up. Is it Rust who was coming up for a recontract, and he went like all out. He was in everything, scoring those goals and everything. And I felt like he really, you're gonna, hey, when your performance evaluation's coming up, you're gonna make yourself look like an
That's
all
right.
star,
That's
right?
right. When you have a chance to make more money, you all of a sudden do really well.
I'm not hearing Getzel's name as much as I would any other time.
Oh no, he's doing all right.
Listen, it used
He's
to be.
leading the team in points. He's tied with Crosby in points. And remember, he had his leg amputated at
Oh
the
yeah, I
beginning of
forgot
the
about he had his
season.
leg cut off and he's
Yeah, and
sled
he's still
hockeying
out
out
there
there.
on one leg, scoring 19 goals and 27 assists. That's really impressive.
Sled hockey.
So,
Yeah, well
yeah.
then why am I not getting a Jake shake?
You could have had 19 Jake Shakes because he scored 19 goals. So
Yeah, I think he did that the entire time I was in Texas.
there you go.
I'm
There you
pretty
go.
sure.
Um,
Because it did happen. I think I texted you. I was like, I could have got a Jake shake, but I'm in Texas.
um, but what was I going to say? Oh, I like how Dubas like 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 the Penguins in December were just there were times where they were just awful. And he's basically like, yeah, we'll see how things go by the All-Star break. And if things continue to suck, I'm getting rid of all you mofos. But
Yeah.
if things are okay, then we'll see how things go. But if things
Well,
suck,
what about
then
that? Like, what
you're gone.
about the other day when they asked Carlson what was going on? And was it about the power play? Penalty kill power play. And he was like, yeah, I have an idea that the stuff's wrong, but and then he just kind of didn't say what it was. You didn't see that?
No,
Because
I
everyone
didn't.
was like, ooh, he's because he doesn't like the coaching. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Everybody wants this coach gone too.
Well, that's the other big story of the first half of the season is WTF power play. Like, my goodness, how do you have four Hall of Famers and suck on the power play? Like, how, like, and I think maybe what he's trying to get at is Sid wants to do his thing, Gino wants to do his thing,
4 stars is
and
4 stars, but they all have a different. That's why we don't have them all on the same line. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just.
seriously, you know what? You could put the fourth line out there and they could probably score as many goals as the top power play unit. It's very simple. I don't know if people realize this, but on the power play, you have one more skater than the other team. So you should have an advantage.
Can you tell me
So
more?
you shoot the puck.
Oh, you're using like visuals here.
If
Okay.
you shoot the puck,
Mm-hmm.
you have an advantage. That's all you need to do is just shoot the dang thing, not pass it 800
Mm-hmm.
times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Coach Sullivan. Could you
I'm
go over
not
that one more
mansplaining
time?
this. I'm
Sir,
just
Coach Sullivan. Yes, hi. Me. Yes. Can you do the shoot motion
I'm
again for us,
looking.
please?
I'm looking. Here's the side. If you shoot the puck. No.
That is a
I mean,
goalie stick, sir. Relax.
oh yeah,
Okay.
it is a goalie stick. I'm sorry. But it has the correct logo, so it's cool. Um no, I mean it is pathetic how bad the power play has been. It's been a little bit better, but they went what, like 30 some tries without a power play goal. That's
Aren't they like
insane.
the 23rd worst in the league or
It's
something?
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And like and that has cost some games. And another thing is they suck at overtime. Like
Yeah.
anytime it's overtime, forget about it. That's an automatic loss.
Maybe. How old are the goalies? Are they as old as you? Is it nap time? You 3 periods, you go CP?
I think that's part of the problem. Yes.
I mean, I feel
Yes.
like these guys are okay with mediocrity because they're like, well, we got a point. Okay. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The power play really does need to kick it up. And I honestly, the last time, was it you who said put Jeff Carter on the power play? Or
Yeah.
was it okay? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to shoving someone else in there.
The dude is big and
Push it around a little bit.
he's big and like me, he's old. You just park him out. You
He's
put a
nothing to live
sofa
for.
there. It says take a nap, old man, and the goalie has to get around the sofa and Jeff Carter, so
The
it's going to be really difficult.
the thing
Um,
is though, if he could get in there, muscle his way in a little bit, they might
seriously,
have to double up on him, which creates an opening.
and you know what? He was like history's greatest villain last year in the past couple years, and he's actually been good this year. He's
Mhm.
actually good in that fourth line role.
Because you hate him, and every time you dog on him, he'll score. Like just say how much
That's
you be
true.
like,
That's true.
Latang's not that great, and then all of a sudden he'll score like 5 goals.
Right,
It's
right.
ridiculous. I love it.
They hear our conversations. That's
They
why.
watch, they listen.
Um, the biggest surprise this half season, uh, maybe Drew O'Connor,
Coming
like
out of
in a good
nowhere,
way. He kind
kind
of
of like
did.
yeah. I'm also hearing a lot about Marcus Peterson too. And I just feel
I,
like he's a sleeper. Like you sleep on him, man. Like I'm like, oh, whatever, he's in. And then I'm like, wow, he's really in that. Like,
he has been awesome. He has been awesome. But as awesome as he has been, Ryan Graves has been just as bad.
well, I
And
mean,
that's scary. And why I just don't know why it takes some defensemen a whole year to decide not to suck. Like I don't know. How can you why can't they just identify their problem a lot sooner.
Well,
It's like, man, I really suck right now, but 9 months from now, I'm gonna figure this out. Like why? How about
just in
figure it
time to
out?
not make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Um, you know, he came from a different team. He came from a different coaching style, different coaches, different strategies. You have to relearn this, how they want you to play. And you
yeah,
have to
but
almost, de like I can't think of words right now.
deprogram yourself.
Thank you. You have to deprogram everything you've learned to learn this, but they're professionals and they should be able to do this. I'm not saying that he could do it like that and be able to be like the top defenseman, but man, what's going on, bud? And
I don't
I thought he
know.
looked really good in the beginning. He had some really good, like, he seemed like
Yeah,
he was in it and he was is on point, and then all of a sudden it was like womp womp.
but he's a big dude that just decides not to use his physicality. Like, why? Why does this happen?
Do you think that could be a coaching problem? Because he was good in the beginning. I'm not saying for sure. I'm saying, did they say we want you to
No,
do
I
this
don't
instead?
know. I don't know what it is. I think I think it's kind of a chemistry thing with either Letang or Carlson. Either of them are pretty unique to play with,
Mhm.
so maybe that's the situation. I don't know. I don't know. But they like, you know what? They're saying the rumors are that the Penguins are not going to do much at the trade deadline. I
Yeah,
kind
good
of
on
hope
him.
maybe trade Ryan Graves, maybe trade
And who
Riley
are you going
Smith.
for?
You know
I'm
who's
sorry.
available? Apparently available, Jeff Chikrin
Is he?
from Ottawa. He's
How
well, no,
much? How much are
it's well,
we looking at?
it's
I want to
that's
know
I don't know.
numbers.
I
So
don't know.
don't you
I
come with me names. I want numbers.
listen. When I talk to my sources, we don't
Listen
talk
here.
numbers. We
You call
just
GM Heather.
yeah, we
You
got to call
ask
GM
her
Heather.
what's going on.
Yes, we that's my source. Yeah, and Riley Smith has been a massive disappointment. And from what I understand, like half the time he
Never
doesn't even
wait.
like look like he doesn't even give a crap, like which is really
You
scary.
know what's really sad is I forgot all
Yeah, well, so did he.
about. Oops. Like I
Yeah,
really
oops.
did not think of him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Listen, they should
it's
just look at me and say, "Listen." They should just name names, and I'll be like, "Nah, don't know that guy. Let's get rid of him." And then that's how they should cut these people.
that's how Dubas should talk to you
Davis
and
should give
say,
me a holler.
"Hey, you heard of this dude?"
Be like, who the hell's
Nope.
that?
Nope. Okay. Noted. We'll
He's
get
been
rid
on
of
the
him.
team for 3 years.
We
Get
want
rid of him.
we we're bringing up Ty Smith because you remember him.
Yes.
Um
A poor guy. I wish he wouldn't.
uh a pleasant addition has been Lars Eller. He's been pretty good at third line
I'm
center.
actually really surprised. I really like him. I like him.
You know, he was part of the hated enemy and now he's okay.
I
Uh,
am. Because, the logo on the front changed.
he once he put on once he put on the Penguins jersey and
Mhm.
took off the Capitals jersey,
Yeah.
he went like it was like a like all of the darkness left him
Yes.
and he saw the light.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um
Yes.
but like if the Penguins got any former Flyers, I'm
No.
sorry, there's no hope for them. There's no rehabilitation.
I don't
There's
know.
they're so far gone into the darkness that
Well,
they'll never
with that coach, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, the last good ex-Flyer that became a Penguin was Rick Tocchet, and that was
Oh my
that
God.
was 32 years ago. So, um,
I mean, I don't know. Hextall.
yeah, see,
Sorry, I couldn't even.
we joked as oh Ron Hextall, he's a secret agent. He's
I
really
don't think he
he's really
really
trying.
was. I mean, I hate having to stand up for him, but I honestly think his hands were tied on stuff, and I don't
That's
like
true.
that.
That's
I
true.
don't like that. I don't. You hire someone to do a job, you feel that they can do this job. Don't tie their hands. Let them do the job that you hired them for.
Yeah, but the job he was going wanted to do was get rid of Malkin and Letang, and that was
Mm. I
that
mean,
wasn't going to fly.
once again, I am 100% off board with that.
Hey, it's too late now.
No, I man,
Malkin
yeah.
Malkin will die on the ice, and so
And
that's
as
just how
long
it
as he
is.
takes someone out with them, I'll be okay with that.
Listen, your 2024-25 Penguins will have a line with Malkin and Yager. That'll be and Drew O'Connor. That'll be the second line.
Can we get Kevin Stevens?
There, let's go. Let's go.
I'm in. I'm in.
Brian Trottier. What's Brian Trottier doing? What's
Nothing.
Ulf
Was he?
Samuelson?
I think
Let's
he was at the
go.
Curve game one time.
There you go. There
There
you
we
go.
go.
If someone makes their way to Altoona, it's by accident. Okay,
Okay,
it's because they
first off,
they got lost.
all the good Pirates players used to come through here. Second off, we had Mike Lang come in the Curve.
Again, probably got lost.
No, he did not get lost. He came and he was signing autographs and stuff.
Did he have some of that horrible pizza with the American cheese
You
on top?
leave my Altoona hotel style pizza that does
My
absolutely
goodness.
is not great, but I
My
still am the
goodness.
best eater of it.
You're the champion. Yeah, because nobody else would eat that stuff. You were uncontested.
I mean, you do what you got to do.
So right now, they are barely out of the last
By 1 point,
playoff
isn't it?
spots. They're by 1 point. I mean, Philadelphia, they're eventually going to suck. So I
Do
could
we
see them
hope?
coming down.
But did you see
Uh,
the Red Wings? What are they doing? What
the
are they
Red Wings
doing?
are
Why is
looking
he
good.
there?
Well, it's about time. They've had a
They're
rebuild for
here.
20 years. It's about time. This is how it's supposed to go, Buffalo Sabres. You're supposed to, when you have a rebuild, eventually you're supposed to be good. The Sabres forgot about that part where you're supposed to be good.
Buffalo.
By the way,
Listen, Buffalo would be good if they changed their logo back to that buffalo head. Like the old Dominic Hasek buffalo head
No, my
logo.
God, you're
Yeah.
messed up in the head. You and your logos are so wrong.
No,
But
that was dope.
by the way, if you go to Buffalo, you go their little tourist thing, the Anchor Bar where wings are originated,
Duff's.
overrated.
I went to
Sucks.
Duff's.
Oh yeah, what's the
That's where
Duff
I got
Citizens or
they're
what's
my
okay?
wing.
Were they good?
I mean, yeah, for wings, yeah, they're all right. They have a
They
really good I like their sauce.
Okay. Well, they were overrated.
I
It's like when you go to Pittsburgh and you go to that certain place that puts the fries in the sandwich. It sucks, but you got to do it because that's like the tourist thing to
Hey,
do.
first off, sir, you take that blasphemy out of here because the fries on the sandwich is a delight. And first off, fries on anything is a delight. I love Pittsburgh for the sheer fact that you look at something and go, well, you know what the hell that's missing? Some damn fries. Salad, put some fries on top. A damn sandwich, put some fries on top. I had to live near Harrisburg for far too long. And I would look at menus and go, man, I could go for a salad. And I go, there's no fries on this. What's wrong with this country? No fries on a salad. That's what's wrong. So first off, you take that blasphemy back because that's a very good sandwich, minus the tomatoes.
I love that Pittsburgh says, yeah, that salad looks pretty healthy. You know what that needs? Fries.
Listen, I showed you a pierogi to hamburger and went, that's Pittsburgh.
So the buns were instead of bread, it was each a thing of each a pierogi.
You throw
That's
some
like the greatest
fries on
thing
that
ever.
too. Throw some fries on that.
Sure.
Why
Sure.
not?
So right now they are barely out of a playoff spot. It's going to be very tight. Washington is right there. The Islanders are right there. The Devils, what the heck happened to them? They're almost there. Even Montreal is kind of close. So it's going to be very, very close. But it's just gonna be tight and apparently they got a little break now, but then they're gonna play like all the time. No, they play 2 more games or no, 4 more games. One game Saturday against Vegas, and then
Monday.
They play Arizona. Then they play Florida and Montreal, and then in February. Yeah, February. Then they play. Yeah, February, March. They play like every other day, which is great for us to watch the games. But that's a lot on.
Look, they play. Geez, they play February. They don't play the 6th of February.
Well, they're going to be an all-star break at some point.
Yeah, I forget when the hell that is. And then they play. Then they don't play for 3 days, and it's against the Jets again. And then they don't play for like 6 days, and then they play the Panthers on Valentine's Day.
It's going to be tight.
And then
it's going to be tight. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting.
But the back-to-back games are what scares me because you got 2 goalies. Now, I will state, I do like my Jari, and I don't hate Ned. Now, but you got to make goalie decisions on who's going to start what game because every point matters. Every point is going to matter in February when you're playing back to backs or every other day or whatever, because you have to gain ground and you need to at least get a point. And that you're not making it to the playoffs with just a point a game. You got to
Right.
actually win some.
You can't have loser points. You need to actually, yeah, you need like actual wins. And it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. It's good, but it's gonna be tight. And yeah, we'll see. We'll
I
see.
mean, I'm not I'm not worried. They're in a good position for right now because the top guys, the top points, they're going to start hitting that lull because All-Star break, everyone starts to be like, after a little bit. You could get a couple good ones in. Man, March looks pretty scary though.
I
I
think
mean,
one reason for optimism is Eric Carlson really hasn't done much yet. And if he
right.
finds his other gear and he like starts to dominate, that could win games on his own.
I mean, I feel like I looked at that game. I was at that game on Monday and it just felt right. As stupid as that probably sounds, it felt right. It felt like it clicked. It felt like things were good. And there was no reason for the Kraken to be terrible. They've won 8 games in a row or whatever it was, 9, whatever. They're a stacked team still. It felt good. They felt like everything they did was correct, except for maybe too many men on the ice, which I think they got away with, but whatever. Everything seemed good. If they can keep that up, then there's no problem. But if they change the style, like you said, there was, I'm boring you. They changed that style from a very defensive style to all of a sudden, like, next game, they're like, well, we better just go out there and try to just pass the puck then there's a problem.
See,
Like,
that's the thing. That's the thing. It's basically, you know, they don't pass the puck a million times because Sullivan told them to. I'm sure Sullivan told them to. It's like this is how I want you to play, and they basically go out there and then say, "Yeah, that's nice. We're gonna play however the hell we want." So if they decide to play that strict play within the system, defensive game and just wait for your chances and stuff, just like they did against Seattle, then they'll do all right. But that's not what they do. That's just
but
not their
also
thing.
that sort of style, you have to adapt to each team. That was the perfect for that. That would probably do really well against like New Jersey or the
Yeah,
Islanders.
yeah.
Then you look at it and you're going to come up against who the Vegas Knights. They actually probably would be good against that. Would probably be good against the Vegas Knights too because they're still a little fast. But you look at some of these other teams, you're going to want to change it up a little bit. But you have to be able to read the other team to style accordingly. I hope that they're gonna continue with that because I liked them on Monday. I mean, I like them every day, but I thought they did well on Monday.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun. It's
fingers
gonna
crossed.
be
I
it's
think
fun.
it's gonna be okay. I'm
You know
not
what?
worried. I'm not like I don't have this weird dread. I don't think things are going to go terribly. I don't think there's going to be. I feel like it was just, hey, there's a little bit. We're just kind of gearing up, and there's always that lull, and then all of a sudden you'll see them just streak out, and then we'll have 10 out of 20 games or 15 games won or whatever, and then they'll come and hit a down point again, and then they'll be like whoop, and then it'll be back up. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. The things that I worry about are things that you covered, like Graves, whoever Riley Smith is. Who is this? I don't even know if this guy exists. I think he just made up a name. Like stuff like that I want to see actually pop up. Like Carlson actually come out of his, I don't want to say shell, but you know what I'm saying. Like I want to see the Carlson that I saw on Ottawa
Yeah,
or the shark. Was it the Sharks? The
yeah.
Sharks. Like I want to see that. And I think once that happens, you're gonna get some fantastic hockey. I mean, not that it's been completely terrible. There has been terrible games, but I feel like once that kicks in, I feel like it's gonna be just absolutely just a madhouse.
I'm just happy because you compare to where we are now compared to a year ago. A year ago, it was a complete disaster, and we were yelling "Fire Hextall," and it was just everything sucked. And then he's like, "Okay, I heard you. Don't worry, I'll fix this." And the trade deadline, I'll get Granlund. So
Didn't work out.
yeah, it didn't work out. So I'm more excited about this team than the team last year, and e- e- even if it's I'm just happy I'm just happy they don't totally suck.
Yes,
That's all. I'm just
because we like I don't want to be that guy, but that time is coming. You know that time is coming. We're on borrowed time
maybe it's
with
not.
superstars.
Maybe it's not.
Listen,
Maybe it's not.
maybe maybe Crosby will be playing at 43 and carrying the team on his back.
Listen, everybody loved Star Trek with Kirk and Spock or something like that. But then came the next generation. So maybe Captain Luke Picard is
Yeah,
is
I
somewhere
watched
coming.
Captain Luke Picard stop. What's his hell? Like the hot dude from Believe It or Not, Ripley's Believe It or Not, or whatever it was. Or
Jonathan
Fact or Fiction. It was
Frakes,
Fact or Fiction. I
Riker.
watched, yes, hot dude. I watched him stop him from shooting some parasite that rocked its way into their co-worker's mouth. And he goes, no, no, wait. And then it was like, we're just gonna take over people. And Picard was like, shoot him. And then he shot him. I'm like, that's your homeboy. You could have stopped this before it happened. That made me really look at him in a very terrible light.
I love that clip where they took all the times that Jonathan Frakes said, no, no, that didn't happen. That was fiction. That was made up. I love that clip when people
Oh,
use
did
that.
you ever see the one where it's like, do you have a kid? And it's like, and you're trying to sleep, and he goes, what makes lights go out? What does this? And it's all this stupid stuff.
Yeah,
And
well,
he's going,
all the
"Fact
stupid things
fiction."
he asks. Yeah.
That was a good show, though.
You're right. He's a good looking dude,
He is a good
Jonathan
looking
Frakes.
guy. Hmm.
Commander Riker, Star Trek Next Generation is my favorite show of all time, and Captain Picard is my favorite character of all time. So I just
I do
love it to
like
death.
Kirk more, but I'm also very reckless, and I think that that's kind of why I like
Oh, so you
Kirk.
think yourself as Captain you think of yourself as Captain Kirk because you're more
Absolutely.
daring and reckless. And I'm more cerebral. That's why I like Captain Picard. I wait till the parasite gets into your mouth and then I say
You
shoot.
blew his head off. Like his whole body exploded, and it was like, and I was like, see, Riker, though,
Tell
I
you
think is
what.
a very good level-headed man. They always had like a good juxtaposition between like the captain and like whatever the first officer.
If we had Star Trek lasers, those phasers,
Yeah.
the Buffalo Bills wouldn't have to worry about snow because we would just phaser the snow away, and then the
Well, wait,
Steelers would have
couldn't
won.
they also have just made like a take them into that one room where they can just be like, okay, computer, make Buffalo Bills Stadium without the snow, and it would be
The
like,
holodeck.
there you
Yes,
go.
the
You can
Steelers
tell
needed the
I was really
holodeck.
into Star Trek.
If you're creating things at the holodeck, create a damn quarterback. Just saying. Um,
Hello, holodeck. Please
or
give me the real Eric Carlson.
yeah, really.
Who is Riley Smith?
Riley Smith. The Star Trek computer comes like, computer, who is Riley Smith? Recalculating, recalculating. It's like the computer's gonna smoke. It's like I don't know who that is.
I'm going to Google this man. Actually, Riley Smith is on.
Riley Smith was like the guy that replaced what's his face?
Well, that
Uh
helps.
who was the dude from last year? He was the second line wing with Malkin.
Oh, God.
Anyway, anyway, Riley Smith is a real person, I
Where did
swear.
he come from? Vegas? No.
Yeah, he came from Vegas.
Nah.
He was a good two-way player, and he started off hot. And then now I've heard things like he
Then
doesn't give a
maybe
crap.
this entire time I wasn't thinking of Ryan Graves. I was thinking of Riley Smith being pretty decent in the beginning.
Who am
Maybe
I
it's like
thinking of? Who am I thinking of that?
that he replaced.
Yeah.
I'm still
Oh,
trying to think.
Jason Zucker. Remember Jason
Oh,
Zucker?
yeah, he really did. He was really good.
Yeah, he did. They should have just kept Zucker.
Mm.
Yeah, they should have just kept
Oh,
Zucker.
well, you know, you can't keep everybody. I still don't think Riley Smith exists, but
You
I'm
can
gonna
you
take
can
Jar.
on the holodeck. You could keep him on the holodeck. Anyway, this was fun. Uh all we've learned is that my sister it hates, yeah, live long and prosper. Yeah, my sister hates Jari.
I don't, but
That's pure hatred.
I still want to know. I want a list. Tell her I would like a list of why. Who did she like? Who does she like? Just Ned, or does she just hate this man so much? Like, did she go, "Oh my gosh, I
I
hate
think
him. I
she would
wish."
rather have like them play just empty, like pull the goalie the whole
Does
time and
she
just play
want
6-on-5.
Casey DeSmith back?
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to ask her.
This isn't like, this is the thing I need to know, because it's not like if she looked and said, "You know who I didn't like? I didn't like Martin Brodeur. I was a Patrick Waugh fan." I could be like, "Okay, all right, good." But if she was like, "I just hate him because he
I don't
exists,"
know. I don't know.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
5 shutouts.
No, there's no. She has a lot of reason to hate Jari.
Snubbed her and stood her up on a date, apparently.
Jari single-handedly cost them the playoffs a couple years ago. Anytime
Okay,
there's
so
a big,
this is the thing. It's still a team game. This whole blaming
oh no,
her
no, 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 no. He
sounds
single-handedly
like,
cost them that series against
listen,
the Islanders.
I don't know.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. This is
Yeah,
I
I gotta
it's
go
is
hang out with Riley Smith.
oh yeah, you got to have a
Yeah,
right, and I'm taking a nap because I'm old. Okay,
that you are.
good night.